Welcome to another episode of Ship War, my review of The Vow.
Shipper War. When ship happens, I'm there.
Film that holds a dear spot in my heart when it comes to this channel. For the reason, for those who don't know, The Vow was one of those first films that I spoke about in my first episode on this channel. So it's been lingering over me for a while now, and now that I finally saw it, it's so refreshing. I must say, I really did enjoy this movie. Now, even though I enjoyed this movie, I am a realist, and I realize it does have its faults, and I completely noticed them while watching it. And those faults are, if I'm going to list them, is that the first, maybe 15 to 20 minutes of the film were kind of a drag. It was very cheesy and just very sappy, even for me. I just felt like, I felt like if this is the whole movie, I'm going to freaking hate this film. That's how it was for me. But once Rachel McAdams' character loses her memory and they start working from there, the movie just became a completely different movie from that first 15, 20 minutes where they're trying to build up the story. And I ended up really enjoying it. Other issue I had is that there were certain characters in this movie that I felt were so unnecessary. Mainly Channing Tatum's hipster friends. Wow, so unnecessary, obnoxious, dragged down the film whenever they were on the screen. The other issue I had with this film, I have to say, is Channing Tatum. Even though I did enjoy him in this movie, and I did feel that him and Rachel McAdams had great chemistry, I felt that there was certain scenes that he could have done so much better, that if there was another actor in his place, Ryan Gosling, you would have been like, oh my god, that is beautiful. Or you've been, literally in tears. Even though there was people, I guess crying in my screening, at least I heard some sniffing here and there. Personally, I didn't cry because I'm heartless. I thought, if there was another actor, this scene would have been so much better. I kept thinking that during certain scenes. I'm like, if some other actor was doing this scene would have been so much emotional, so much, so much more passion. There would have been more passion in certain scenes. So that was my only issue. Even though it didn't bring down the movie completely for me, it did kind of make me, question, could they cast somebody better? Absolutely. But other than that, I thought, again, that Rachel McAdams and Channing Tatum had great chemistry together. And he was very funny, and there was very endearing scenes. There was scenes that you're like, oh, that's so sweet that he did that. Like a girl, you're like, I wish a guy would do that for me, seriously. So that was really great. Another thing, this movie's actually based on true events, which I think made me like it even more because it's actually based on true events. I remember hearing that it's based on true events, blah, blah, blah. It's based on a book. But, a lot of movies say that, and it's normally never really true. I actually, read up on the whole situation, and this movie is actually based on true events. The characters in this film obviously aren't the same people that this story is based on, but the whole losing the memory, being married, not remembering your husband, losing your memory for 18 months, so forth and so on. Other things I'm not going to say because they're spoilers if you haven't seen the film. But I found a video on YouTube which you can check out and you can see for yourself. It is based on actual true events. So I really did enjoy this movie. I definitely recommend this to anybody who's even curious to see it. Go watch it. You'll be surprised. Those who don't like romantic movies or dramas, completely avoid it because it's completely senseless. It doesn't make sense to go see a movie you're most likely not going to like. So that is all for this episode of Ship War. Goodbye, and until next time.